check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Boom, shalaka. Boom, shalaka. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? There I is. Okay. Let's do that right now. What is up, Facebook? My name is Kelvin West King, and I make content for Black people. And today is a very interesting day, and I want to connect with you guys today to talk to you a little bit about what's happened in the last 24 hours in regards to the AZ Central article that went national with the Daily Mail and some other news outlets out there. I want to talk to you guys about what that felt like for me, and then what's kind of conspired since then. Excuse me. If you'd like to share the stream, please go ahead and do so. This is for my content is, like I said, I do make content for Black people, but this is for everybody. And I think that the story that has come up recently here is one that is important for people to share and to understand and participate in. I do. I really honestly do. It's very interesting as we continue to define what white violence is, right? And what it looks like, what it feels like, and how it affects and poisons communities, people, and relationships. Okay? So many of you guys know that so I sat down with a beautiful woman by the name of Elizabeth, and she was at AZ Central, and she took my words, she took my story, and she did a fantastic job telling the story from two different perspectives, right? There was a muralist that was involved, backpack, and then there's me, and so this muralist took this information and not this mural, but this reporter took both our stories and did amazing things with it, and it was awesome. It hit many different news outlets, and it was national. My husband says that it touched the UK as well, all in a span of like 24 hours. It was kind of exciting. I'm not gonna lie, like I sit here and lie to you guys. It was exciting watching that and seeing that happen. This is now essentially for me the third time that I've gone viral per se, where it's just like your voice is reaching, and so that's really, really interesting. The mural was taken down. Nowhere ever did I ask for this mural to be taken down. I have still yet to speak to the artist because I don't feel like I need to speak to the artist. I've heard many different opinions about that. The reality is that I don't owe anybody anything. And I think it's very important for people to realize that. Like, I don't owe anybody anything. I don't. And I do only speak for myself. I speak for myself, and that's what I did. That's what I've been doing. I know what it feels like to be looked at as if somebody's going to, as if I'm going to be somebody who's going to hurt somebody. I know what it feels like to be watched in a store. I do. I know what it feels like to be misrepresented, you know? And that's a dangerous place. It's a dangerous place to be. It's a dangerous place to be because it is, because we're not in a safe space, right? Black people in America, we're not in a safe space because there's just evidence of this everywhere, right? Like, you know this, like we know that we're not in a safe space, and so when I see this behavior, and I'm speaking specifically from my neighborhood, which is not a safe space for Black people, it just isn't. That's Coronado, Phoenix, the historic Coronado district of Phoenix, or whatever, however you want to say it. It's not a safe space for Black people. I've been fighting racism here for 5 years. The way they talk about Black people, Black men, Black teens as they're walking through these neighborhoods is alarming, and it's scary. It's scary because Cops are killing kids. Cops are killing people. You know, white cops are killing kids. I want to be very, very clear with what I'm talking about. White violence is taking out lives. You know, at an alarming rate. You know, we've had one conviction. So, I digress. Right. What's come from the mural being taken down is absolute dialogue, right? Conversation, if you will. Um, and the topic is of white violence, which I found to be absolutely amazing. And I really want to give a credit to Elizabeth over at AZ Central for that, because she stayed true to what I said. She stayed true to what I said. And that action alone, and just told the facts, just let the facts be what they were, allowed the voice to elevate to get to where it needed to be. And now people are actually having discussion about white people who are using black trauma to either build platforms, to speak their truths, right, to tell their stories, or to try to tell the story of a black person for them, for black people. We don't need any of that. We don't need any of that, right? What white violence does is it places the problem back on the solution. It's white people. Bottom line. White violence cannot be solved by black people. White violence cannot be solved by Asians. White violence cannot be solved by Mexicans. White violence cannot be solved by any other race than white people. White people have to take ownership of it. Bottom line. So, the mural gets taken down, right? And many of you guys know that what I've been talking about a lot of times is that liberals are the ones who really, those are the ones that we need to really kind of take a step back and say, whoa, like, wait a minute. Wait, something doesn't smell right here, right? Because we can fight, a racist will come out and tell you, I hate you because you're black, right? Thank you. I can live in a world, I can live in harmony with that person, right? I can live in harmony with the person who says, I hate you because you're black, so you stay over there. Hey man, listen, I respect that. Because I don't need to be validated by you. I don't need to, I don't need you, right? But I can respect you, and I can respect your opinion. If you don't like me, I'm not going to do business with you. I'm not going to be around you. I'm going to respect you. And by me doing so, you must do the same to me. That's peace. That's living in harmony, right? I can respect a straight up racist, an out of closet racist. It's the racists that are in the closet, the ones in our bubble, if you will. Keep that in mind, bubble. Okay. So, what does this mean, right? So you check your friends, right? You check the ones that are in your circle, and you just do a pulse check. I've been saying this. Just do a pulse check. Just do a pulse check. And what you're going to find is you're going to find one of two things. They're either going to be right there with you and not be bothered by any means, or they're going to be angered. And so today what we're going to do is we're going to discuss that. And the reason why we're going to discuss that is because a post came out on my message board that I can see, like people aren't, we get it, right? I can see this. And it was about me. And it was from a Paul Mosier, right? And the only reason I'm saying his first and last name is because he said my first and last name in these posts. And, and they were very aggressive, very violent, actually, and angry in nature. And directed at me, which, I'm not scared of Paul Mosier. What I am scared of is white violence, right? What concerns me is white violence. And so I'm honestly putting this out there to protect myself as well, I took images of these posts because it's important for us to, again, understand where we're coming from, right? Because he later deleted them, but we're going to go over them. And because I've got to protect myself, because like I said, I'm not in a safe space. Coronado, Phoenix is not a safe space. It isn't. And I'm about to show you an example of why. If we have a white man who's angry at me for something an artist did on her own volition. I simply stated an opinion, and made an observation. An artist made a choice and took down a mural, and now an angry white man speaking ill of my name in a public space. So let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it. All right. So again, now these are all liberals, guys. These are all these people in my bubble. And okay, so let's just jump right to the bubble, right? So after this conversation exploded on Facebook and then was deleted by Paul, somebody else posted something, and it was about like know your bubble, right? Your political bubble, if you will. Here's what I found so impressive about that is that the point that was trying to be made is that, and this was again by another white person, the point that was trying to be made was that, listen, black man, you're around Democrats. We're on your side. Again, this isn't political. Racism and white violence. This is not a political thing. So you guys got to be careful. You got to be really, really careful how you're talking, because you're outing yourselves. You're outing yourselves. This has nothing to do with politics. This has to do with human beings, right? Never once did I say anything about Democrat or Republican. What I'm talking about is that liberals, in regards to black people, will speak and hold space for black trauma, but they won't hold space for white violence. That is an issue. It's an absolute issue, and it's white violence within itself. Bottom line, right? That just is what it is. A map was posted of my neighborhood. It's like a very small percent Republican. So again, we have a white person telling me that the Republican is my enemy. That's weird. Why are we talking about Republican? Like, you're showing me a map that says we're all Democrats here. We're on your side. We're listening to you. And you should be mad at the Republicans, when what you are actually doing is proving my point. Exactly. You're all Democrats, and I don't feel like I'm in a safe space. You are proving my point. We gotta do a little bit better, guys. We gotta do a little bit better, right? So let's continue. Let's continue, because it's alarming. It's honestly alarming. Again, once I see you guys joining, thank you guys so much for joining. My name is Calvin West. If you want to share the stream, please do so. This is some powerful information. It's some important things that we need to discuss about white violence and about where it lives and breeds. Okay, and yeah, and what it looks like. Okay, so let's continue. So a post was made today, and this is what the post says. Okay, removing. I wonder if you guys can hear. Can you guys hear me up there? Let's do this. I think I need to do this. Okay, let's get back to it. I always do that. I start with the mic like way the hell out, and then, okay. Let's get into this, okay? Now again, I take screenshots of things because honestly at this point, like, you guys are gonna see the aggression in this post. I'm putting this out there just so everybody knows. I'm dealing with somebody who's angry. Right? Angry. I'm not trying. This isn't my issue, but it's being directed at me, and it's very violent. It's very violent. Okay, and so it's like we gotta you know, they say angry black man. Okay, removing the price removing the price of Black Lives mural is fucking bullshit. Can we stop trying to find divisions amongst allies? How about the asshole assassins the asshole assassins? That's me. I'm assuming the asshole assassins make their own art to register their protests instead of trying to say that the point of the mural was to celebrate violence against blacks. Give me a fucking break. You know who you are, dipshits. I'm a dipshit. Why not find the courage to attack actual racists instead? Oh, right, because that would take courage. This is Paul Mosier. He's an author, right? Writes books. you know, Calvin West or Calvin West or whatever name he's hiding behind now can answer for his own responsibility for being the locus and mouthpiece of all oppressed peoples. He is the final authority on the intent of white muralists. That's all I'm going to read, guys. That's all I'm going to read because I want to discuss that. Okay. Man, there were so many comments to this, right? And there's a lot of beautiful people that are just chiming in and being like, dude, like, what's your issue right now? The artist removed it by her, like, on her own. Why are you upset? And why are you directing this towards Calvin? Like, what's going on with you? Now, this is somebody who's not been in the picture at all. And what's interesting about this person is that he had a daughter named Harmony that died from cancer, terribly, tragically. And the entire neighborhood, including myself, rallied behind this little girl. Or me and another neighbor single-handedly organized a neighborhood rummage sale where I collected all of the stuff the neighbors didn't want, and we did a yard sale and raised several thousands of dollars, which I hand gave them for their daughter Harmony. Never once received any type of accolades, and I wasn't expecting that. But the reality is that, like, my friend, you and the cherry on top, guys, he himself has a mural painted of his daughter who passed away on Oak Alley. It's a gorgeous mural. It's a beautiful mural that celebrates the life. Come on, y'all. What? It celebrates the life of his daughter. There's a mural on Oak that celebrates the life of this man's daughter. I had issue with a mural done by white people without any coordination, care, anything for black people. It caused black trauma. I'm the problem. You cannot make this up, guys. Another post that was posted, he said something about he lives in a neighbor in the bubble, in a political bubble where liberals or something. I don't even know. It doesn't even matter at this point, because the reality is that, my friend, first of all, take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath, baby. Channel that anger. Channel that anger, because it's giving white, it's giving white violence vibes. It is like, this has nothing to do with you, and yet you're interjecting something. And on the other side of that same coin, it has nothing to do with me. Trust that. I know that's going to sound weird. But the artist didn't take it down. Now she may have said that she heard my voice and wanted to take it down. That's fine. But my opinion was not that the mural was up. It was that not only was it up, but it was done without black people involved. Why are white people telling my story? That would be like me putting up a mural that said cancer wins again. Sit on that for a second. Cancer wins, cancer takes another. Let's put that mural up. Now, people are going to see this and say that I'm heartless. Oh, no. I can look out my window right now and look at 3 trees that I bought in the name of your daughter, sir, to keep her alive, not only in this neighborhood, but in my own backyard. So understand. What the hell are you talking about? where do you come off? Right? Black folks, this is what it's about. This is what it's about. We are not in safe spaces. We're not. We're not. And I'm no longer, and that's what I wanted to talk about. So the biggest thing that I want to talk about is living in harmony. And that first starts within yourself. We went to a wonderful show last night. It was actually Streetlights and Lullabies, Camille Sledge. And honestly, it's signed by my baby right here. You must buy her album. It's fantastic. She did a fantastic show, and it was about racial injustice and stuff like that. So everything's aligning, right? And so, but I saw another friend, and it was a white friend. She came up to me and she said, "Kelvin, your voice traveled. That's amazing. You are doing big things." And I just said, "Honey, that's well, I mean, it is what it is." And then she said, like, "How do you feel?" And I said, "I sleep well. I do." And I told her because I used to fight the racism and I used to fight the bullshit on these boards alone, right? Did it for 5 years, okay? Once I started to realize that, like, I just don't care anymore. Once I let go of trying to control, right? Come on now, let's speak on it. If we're going to speak on it, speak on it. I'm the first one to call myself out, right? I let go of trying to control what people did on this message board. And I just started doing what they were doing. If you're speaking your truth, I'm gonna speak my truth. And it's all the same, right? It's all relevant. So if you got an opinion about something, well, I do too. And that's just what it is, right? That's what living in harmony is. Until a black man gets hurt. Until I get hurt. Until white violence makes national news because of Coronado, Phoenix. Now, to his words exactly, he has the final authority on the intent of white muralists because their intent matters more than your life, black man. Stay in your place. That's what I hear. That's what I hear, folks. And that's from a liberal. A Republican has never said that to me. A racist has never said that to me. Right? Not that eloquently. I'm not calling anybody a racist. I'm telling you my experience. I've never been talked to like that by someone who came out and told me, "I hate your black ass." Never. Because the conversation stops there. And I'm fine. I'm cool with that. Nope. But it's the one that I raised several $1,000s for his dying daughter. That's the one who says that to me. Isn't that interesting? That's who's in my bubble. My political bubble. Now, mind you, these are all white people. These are all white people that are coming back. And again, I gotta commend. There are some people that are fucking just stepping up and they are saying, "Nah, dude, nope. And I'm enjoying, and the dialogue's really, really amazing. There's some cool articles being posted about like how we have to change our communities first. Like racism isn't this big thing, right? And that's the problem. That's where we keep running into issues, is that racism is not this big thing that we have to go and like fight this monster and like beat it. No, we just have to have first of all, we have to look within. We have to look, and that's everybody. Black people, are you experiencing racism? First of all, let's look within. Why don't you have safe black spaces? Yeah. Why black people? It's because the black dollar stays within your community no longer than 6 hours. Bottom line, black wealth is a significant issue. We don't have time to worry about racism because racism is a symptom of us not having our own shit. Black wealth. Bottom line. Period. White violence, white people, that's y'all gotta fix that. That's on you, right? And fixing that starts within here. The loudest shade of white violence is silence. That's the loudest one. It's the loudest one. It's the loudest one. Now listen. God, I got off the call. I do FaceTime with all my friends, and I have a white girlfriend who we've been friends forever, and we have this wonderful conversation about, like, listen, white people, it's not your responsibility to fix black people, and it's okay if you don't know how, and it's okay if you don't want to. It's okay if you don't want to end white violence. It's okay. It's absolutely okay. We're moving on. Black people are moving on. We're moving on. We're not leaning on white people anymore to solve racism, because you won't solve racism. Racism is a symptom of white violence. Racism is also a symptom of the lack of black wealth. It's subjective, guys. White violence, that's white people. Which cops are killing people? White cops. Which people are shooting up stores and schools? It's white men. It's angry white men. Who just posted some crazy posts in the message board screaming my name? It's an angry white man. I just, help me understand. Help me understand. Like, I'm not here to cause anybody harm or to be anybody's enemy by any means. But I'm also not here to take the bullshit. You put a mural up. You didn't include black people. It's a terrible mural. It's embarrassing in regards to all the fantastic murals. Like, brilliant murals. Next to this one, and you're mad that I have issue with that? That's not about me, baby. That has nothing to do with me. That has everything to do with you. One more thing I'm going to say before I get off this phone, we get off this live. So I appreciate y'all hitting me up. Right? I've got a lot of people hitting me up, and there's some great things going on. And I'm going to tell you guys this. And this is another very I love you, Alaska. Hey, David, how y'all doing, beautiful? How y'all black beautiful people doing? Love to see you. I am well. I sleep well. I made national news, Alaska. National. But I've had several white people hit me up, right? And I love white people. My husband's white. Let's not forget that. My husband's white. He is. And I love my baby. I honestly do. And I love my white family. Staunch Republicans. Understand that. White family, staunch Republicans. I love every ounce of their Republican asses. I do. I absolutely do. And I love my black family too. I love my family. I really honestly do. Have we agreed on everything? Absolutely not. Understand that. Taylor's had tough conversations. You know what I mean? With his parents. And so, miss me with the bullshit. I'm living it, right? I'm living it. This is not for play. This is not a debate. I'm living this shit, right? But I've had a lot of white people hit me up, and they all got. There's a few of you guys that kind of have the similar story, and I'm not gonna out any one of you guys because you guys have the greatest of intention. But I've had white people reach out to me and say that they spoke with both the muralist and the guy, and Joey, the guy who does the murals. And and these are white people. They voiced their concerns to them. This is what was said to me. I have no reason to lie about this. They said to those white people, "This mural is insensitive. This mural shouldn't be up." And they specifically were told, "No, it's fine. It's up for the artist to do that." Okay. Knowing that Harmony died of cancer in our neighborhood, if I were to put a mural up that said cancer takes all, cancer wins again, isn't cancer grand? I would never do that. I would never put up a mural that says, isn't sexual assault awesome? I would never do that. I wouldn't. A, I'm not a woman. I wouldn't be a part of that decision. But I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. B, I don't know anything about cancer. My dad had prostate cancer. Sorry, my dad had prostate cancer, and thank God that he made it through that. But that would be highly insensitive for me to put up a mural. I'll send you a link, David. I'll put the link. I'll put the links down in this live. I would never do that. I just would never do that. I would never. I just wouldn't act the way I'm seeing people act. I just wouldn't. If somebody said, "Hey, man, this makes you uncomfortable," I would just remove it. You know, like I would just listen. I would just be a better human being. You know. I don't jump into women's issues. I do talk about men, right? I talk about how men. I talk about how I agree. I agree with women. Women, y'all need to build your own safe spaces. You need to build your own safe spaces because men, we're not ready yet. We're not ready yet to take full ownership of exactly what it is that we need to do to fix the issues that you guys are going through. We're not. We aren't. You know, I'll do everything in my power to make sure that I always hold a safe space for women, specifically black women as well, but all women, and then that I call it out when I see it, and that I keep on talking about men. I keep on talking about men and what men need to do, not what women need to do. The only thing I say what women need to do is build their safe space. I'm just straight up honest with them because men ain't got, we ain't got shit together. But anyway, that's all I got for today, guys. That's all I got for today. It feels good to be alive. It feels good to be alive. It does. And, you know, I love the dialogue that's happening. Just own your truth, black people. Understand your power. Understand how strong you guys are, and understand that this is we gotta change the narrative, man. We gotta change the narrative. We gotta come together in a different way. We honestly do. We got to come together in a different way and put ourselves first, put each other first, you know, and be there for each other because we haven't even begun to understand what it is that we're actually dealing with. I mean, the examples that I've just been able to show you is just something that I've figured out. The first time that I figured this out was when Biden said, "You ain't black if you don't vote for me," and I said, "That's it. I'm leaving the Democratic Party," right? The first person to hit me up in absolute anger was a white man. His name was Jason. Big, well-to-do dude here in Phoenix. Hit me up and says, "You better not be leaving the Democratic Party. How dare you? You're an insult to your people." This is a white man telling you this. And that was the first time I felt like, what? What the hell? That's weird. But then I kept noticing it. The people that I have fought with the most are white liberals. Again, my family, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law are staunch Republicans, and we have wonderful conversations. Like, and we disagree 125%. They have never called me dipshit. They've never spoken to me like that. They've never told me not to have. They've never silenced my voice ever. That's interesting, right? And then to have the audacity to tell me that you live in a Democratic neighborhood, or to make a post that insinuates that. They never said it to me specifically. I am gonna. But guys, we're not stupid. We're not stupid. The post was meant to insinuate that I am in a safe space because I'm surrounded by Democrats, and that's my point. You just proved my point. You showing that map, saying that only 14% of your neighbors are Republican. The other, do the math on that. Was that 86%? I'm not good. I think it is right. 86% is Democratic. As to say, you are in a safe space, and I'm literally saying I'm not in a safe space. I know what a safe space feels like. Trust me, because I've been in them. So, you gotta fix it. You got to fix it, guys. If you want to see harmony in this neighborhood, you got to fix it. Bottom line, because um, you know, so many white people on these threads are saying, I wonder if the other people of color think great. Oh, well, my husband's black and he loved it. Da, da, da. Okay, these are again white people speaking for black people, right? This is kind of what I'm talking about. Kind of what I'm talking about. It's not that I don't believe you, but you're speaking for people of color. I've maybe seen like one Latino person speak up on the issue. And keep in mind that some people just don't like me, and that I get. I can't help that, and that's not my business, right? So some people are going to speak up and be against me just because they don't fucking like me. That's not my problem. So when you find, black people or people of color that want to speak up and say, no, Kelvin's wrong, then do so. But that, again, just like my story is my story, their story is their story. They may have found something that resonated with them, but I didn't. And I spoke about it, and that was my opinion. I didn't ask nobody to take that marriage down. I said it's atrocious, and black people should have been involved in the making of it. That's my opinion. Now, what the artist did after that, that's on her. One of the last comments that was made, and then I am going to get off. A white neighbor of mine, beautiful woman, is raising a black daughter, and I didn't really know this, and I really loved this. I want to end on this. Because this was really beautiful. This was really beautiful. This was really, really beautiful. A white woman came out and said, I have a black daughter, and we used to ride down Oak Alley all the time. I may even start tearing up here. I have a black daughter, and we would ride down Oak Alley all the time. And she rode up to the George Floyd mural, and this little girl's smile went away. The smile went away. This little black girl's smile went away because she, as she was trying to figure out this mural, and I'm not sure if she had a discussion. But the little girl's smile went away. And now that the mural's gone, she said that it's back. She said because again the alley is filled with these beautiful murals that would make a child smile. But when she got to the George Floyd mural, the smile went away. And this is a little black girl. And this was mentioned in this thread that Paul Mosier made, and his response to it was just so sad. So sad, because she didn't even care. He didn't even care. A neighbor said a lady spoke up about her black daughter and how it changed the daughter's life. And instead of saying, "Oh my gosh, that reminds me of my daughter," right, Paul? Your daughter. Instead of saying that, he just said, yeah, but still, it's only one person's voice that she's listening to. Right? Because her little life actually doesn't matter, does it? What matters is that white people should be able to paint whatever they want to paint. And that's what your post said, Paul. And that's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing, dude. That's sad. That's real sad. You lost a daughter. Yeah, that's sad, man. Okay. Well, that's my time. And, listen, guys, I'm not saying I'm scared or anything. I've got plenty of stuff to take care of me here. But the reality is that, there's some angry white men in my neighborhood that are saying some crazy shit. So, this isn't a safe space for black people. So, stay black, stay beautiful. Power to y'all.
It sound right, boys.